some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for coming through. I want to talk about this Tupac, but first I want to give this whole thing context. So I'm going to play this clip from the documentary because let me play the clip first, and you guys.
That's what's frustrating and aggravating, that I can't live down this big shadow that I made to protect myself. Because it started out as I need an alter ego to keep people away from me and to protect myself. And not that it's like a total facade, it's me, but it's just blown up.
That's Tupac describing his gangster image, and he said it was his alter ego to protect himself. It's not like it was a full facade, but you know. And why is that important? Y'all remember during COVID, we had a conversation, and I said Tupac was more like me than a gangster. And everybody went buck wild. Everyone said, "What the hell is Fred talking about? My camera's too low." And people was like, someone said, "DB, you're not gonna let him get away with calling Tupac a cornball." And I just subsided because I didn't have the primary sources on hand. So I just subsided, and I didn't want to argue with a bunch of LA dudes. And I know how much people love Tupac, and I know how much DB loved Tupac at the time. So I didn't recant my statement. I just facetiously agreed with them and just carried on with the show. And I think this is an important conversation to have. One second. It's a very important conversation, man, that we need to have as Black men, man. The fact that the mere thought of being a cornball is an injustice to you as a Black man is harmful, is dangerous, is like a nuclear weapon. The fact that you can't be a cornball, the fact that Tupac had to have an alter ego is because of you, me, well, I wouldn't say me, because the running joke on the show was I've never had a gangster moment in my life. Someone asked on the show, when was the last time you felt gangster? I was like, when I heard the G Unit album, but that was only listening to it. I never got a gun, never got into a fight, never, it was all felonious. It was like in that moment in my car. You know what I'm saying? On my way to basketball practice, on my way going to be a school teacher or something. But it was never or driving to the gym. It was, or working out, more so working out, right? It was never outside of me being alone. And I think that's one of the biggest injustices and one of the biggest creations of black on black crime. It's one of the big injustices of why roses don't grow from concrete. We are our own criminals. We cut our own legs off. We can't even grow in the hood. Tupac is the greatest example of black men in America. One of them that never reached his full potential. Tupac was more me than any blood, any Crip, any gangster. I didn't say I was as talented as Tupac. I was as great of an orator, as a rapper. I'm talking about being a man, being an artist, walking with dignity, having self-respect, loving life, having a visceral love and thirst for life, a vivacious, a luminous frequency that permeates through your skin, that permeates through your voice, that with every step you shake the earth. And Tupac died 25 years old. And the reason why he was murdered because he had to sell 6 million records. Right? Isn't that what All Eyes on Me, Double CD did? 6 million. That's what he said in the documentary. 6 million. Sitting beside Snoop Dogg at an MTV interview. He believed in order to reach the black man, in order to reach the black woman, he had to be thug life. He had to be a gangster. He said he thought, I couldn't do a whole album on Brenda's Got a Baby. I couldn't do a song on To Live and Die in LA. I couldn't LA without Mexicans, black love, brown. I said that backwards, right? He didn't believe he could sell 6 million records to black people. He didn't believe that. I'm gonna take my time on this too, guys, because I really need you to share this with every black man that you know. I don't care if you're a doctor, a gangbanger. This video right here is gonna save some lives. This video right here is gonna inspire that 13-year-old to keep writing them poems. Keep writing them scripts. Keep reading them books. Keep aspiring to be a doctor, lawyer, nurse, electrician, whatever you desire. The mere fact that we are literally perpetrating that message on every corner in urban America. Tupac couldn't wear a suit. Tupac couldn't be a thespian. He couldn't say thespian life. It had to be thug life. He couldn't put thespian life written across his chest. He had to put thug life written across his chest to get the credibility, to get the traction. It wasn't the white man. It was you. It's you that's crip walking. It's you that left your son and your daughter. It's you that didn't marry that woman. It's you that's in prison. It's you right now that's plotting a crime against a black man. It's you, the lawyer, that's crip walking and getting drunk and smoking blunts on Saturday night because you deem that you want to be cool. You afraid to be a cornball 7 days a week, 365. You're afraid to tell people you read on Saturday nights. You're afraid to tell people you pray on Monday nights. Tupac was that. Tupac was afraid. Tupac was literally afraid of the man in the mirror. The reason why he was afraid of the man in the mirror was because he believed that you wouldn't accept him, so he couldn't accept himself. He kept that side of him dormant. It came out in his lyrics sometimes. Yeah, he was fiery and he has some hell of a quotes, but that's the gift. You got to ask yourself, is your gift a weapon or a tool? I'm going to say that again. It's up to you to decide if your gift is a weapon or a tool. Tupac's gift was a weapon. It's heart-wrenching to watch some of the greatest work that I've seen in I wouldn't even say biopics, but in documentaries where everybody's gone and it's in real time. It was extraordinary. The visuals were extraordinary. The placements of songs was beautiful. The cinematography was A1. I mean, it was splendid. Shout out to the Hughes brothers. I believe they did it. Splendid. Great work. I would encourage everyone to watch it. You're going to see a side of Tupac that's been buried, that the black culture buried. The black culture killed him. The black culture killed that version of Tupac. After Brenda's Got a Baby, he was murdered. We murdered him before that guy in Vegas murdered him. Yeah, black people. We murdered him. If Tupac was a tap dancer, he had the same intellectual capital. If Tupac was a film producer, he would have the same intellectual capital. However, he wouldn't have the same social and cultural currency, capital. We did this to ourselves. It's our fault. It's your fault. I've never crip walked a day in my life. Never. Live in LA. Pretty sure I know how. It's an easy dance. I've seen it. I've never sagged my pants. The reason why these young men are walking with their pants halfway off their butt. Social and cultural capital or currency. Pick your synonym. We killed him. Yeah, these women that want a thug and not a man, you killed Tupac. The woman that's twerking on Instagram right now, you killed Tupac. The woman that doesn't want to get married and have 3 or 4 baby daddies, you killed Tupac. You don't want a thespian. You want a thug. Shorty want to be a thug. He immersed himself in this. And he's gone. What, we 27 years later? Gone. It's a tragedy. And if you want a landmark for this is episode 4, minute 37. Start it there if you want the full quote and you want it in its full context. I apologize for not mentioning it at the beginning of the video. Episode 4 of Dear Mama started at the 37th minute mark. That whole episode is about Tupac. Episode 4 and 5 is about him being a fake thug. He was a fake thug, according to his aunt, according to his mother, according to everyone that knew him. He was smart, according to Mike Tyson. He paid the ultimate price because we killed him. Black culture killed Tupac before that man in Vegas did. We failed him. 80% of the people, I haven't done much speaking engagements anymore. 80% of the people, 80% of the high school kids, I would say even young, no, I would say Boys and Girls Club age, elementary. Want to go to the NBA, want to go to the NFL. They don't want to be doctors. They don't want to be lawyers. What's the opening scene of Boys in the Hood? I want to be a motherfucking hustler. Is that Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society? One of the two. From Crenshaw Mafia. And then you say, oh, Hollywood only portrays us as what? We murdered Tupac. He didn't believe he could sell 6.5 million copies of poetry. Yeah, I know it's sobering. Some may say Tupac was cowardly. Some may say Tupac was a thug. Tupac was in conflict his entire adult life. Watch it. Go ahead and watch him. Watch him at 18 or high school years. I'm not going to say 18, but in his high school days. Watch him. If that video came out in 2023 and that wasn't Tupac, you would be questioning his sexuality. And that's a fact. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you the truth. Tupac loved black people. It's very apparent. He loved black people, loved his mother, had a vivacious appetite for the advancement of colored people. Huge appetite. I respect it. He also knew the revolution had to be funded by somebody. He was well read. He knew the plight of Malcolm X. He knew the plight of Martin Luther King. He knew the plight of Fred Hampton. His mother was a Black Panther. Fred Hampton, who was inspired by Malcolm X. Marcus Garvey had to be funded. So what did he do? He created this pseudo person called Thug Life. He even tatted it across his belly. And he died a thug. The week before he died, he was fighting in the MGM casino. He got murked being a thug. I can't answer the question whether he goes to heaven or hell. It's up to God. I don't know. I can't answer that. That's not the way he wanted to go out, though. That's for damn sure. You want to go out on your terms. There's no such thing as going out on your terms, but you don't want to die by violent death. Who wants that? Black people murdered Tupac. Black people. This black culture. Don't you know a percentage of the people that have YouTube channels, the reason why they have YouTube channels because they 1 and 2 and 3-time felons. They can't get a job. Congratulations on creating an avenue. But they come online and perpetuate this because they can't get a full-time job. On the one hand, I applaud them for job creation. And on the other hand, they're not using it to the best of their ability. They online and thugging and gang banging and crip walking and smoking weed and getting drunk. How many people have you seen on the internet how they celebrate? You know how they celebrate? Getting high and getting drunk. They don't celebrate by buying acres of property in Georgia, Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, California, wherever you at. I've never seen no one get online and celebrate by buying property. I've only seen them celebrate by getting high and getting drunk because that's thug life. I've never seen no one celebrate, say, I'm going to read a book. That's thug life. People say, you ain't rich, Fred, because I'm not rich, I'm wealthy. But people say, you ain't got no money, Fred, because you don't show it. That's thug life. Fred, you a coon because you hold black people accountable. That's thug life. I'm closer to Tupac than any real N-word you see on the internet. That's real. Family. Protection of family. Love of life. Artistic, creative. I push the envelope. Fearless. Self-created. I'm more Tupac than any blood or Crip. At the core of him, his spirit, the spirit man, the flesh that roamed around Los Angeles and New York and the Bay and Baltimore was conflicted. His whole life, Tupac was conflicted. You don't go from thespian to thug publicly. I mean, from one extreme to the next. If you listen to his teachers, oh man, it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching when you listen for understanding. I challenge everybody to go watch that Dear Mama from 50,000 feet. Like see the movie in this timeline. Don't watch it parallel to it. Watch it looking down on it for understanding and connecting the dots. Like see the timeline. Like make the movie palpable, tangible. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be like, wow. It's sad. We killed Tupac. This black culture killed Tupac before that man in Vegas killed him. Send this to any man you could think of, black, brown, tall, or short. Send it to him, because we got work to do. I wish us well. I know I'm only talking to 1% of the people that's going to listen, because everyone is stuck on Tupac's thug life. It was a fraud. It was a money-making Ponzi scheme that cost him his life. And I told y'all that. Tupac admitted out of his own mouth. It was for protection, because he believed he had to go into that realm. Y'all go ahead and have a wonderful evening, man. Happy Mother's Day to all, 2023. I challenge y'all to listen to this video from 50,000 feet. If you just listen to this video, you're going to call me a hater. You're going to call me a coon, and I'm totally comfortable with that. I'm not fighting back on how you feel about me, because I don't care about how you feel about me. There's only one truth, no matter who tells it. The white man can tell the truth. You can call it racism. Your preacher can tell you the truth. You'll say, amen. An Asian man can say the truth. You say it's racism. Your mother can tell you to be accountable. You say, yes, mom. The truth isn't color-coded, y'all. Your boss say work 9 to 5, I'm going to pay you this much an hour. You say, yes, sir. Black man say, stop twerking. You say, get the hell out of here. What are you talking about? You think the truth is color-coded. People think love and truth is color-coded. We're going to have another conversation about that later. Love who you love. The truth don't deviate based on color, skin, age, anything like that. Nah. A 25-year-old can be right, and a 57-year-old man can be wrong in that one conversation. And vice versa. Y'all go ahead, have a wonderful evening. I appreciate y'all. Happy Mother's Day. We rocking and rolling, man. It's Malcolm X's birthday this Friday. We're gonna have a good time. I'm doing a pretty big event at the Hawthorne Estate. We're gonna have a great time. I'll tell you guys more about that later. And I'm looking forward to I'll be reading the comments in this video. But I remember that night. I remember that night vividly. I can feel it. DB was on the phone, and somebody said in the chat, you're not gonna let Fred call Tupac corny or a cornball. And I didn't have this. I knew of it, but I didn't have it on me, so I couldn't correct it, because then it would become an emotional conversation, because people are emotionally attached to Tupac's music and not his spirit, the core of the man. But Dear Mama does an excellent and eloquent, articulate, visually, aesthetically, layered, beautiful job, man. Did a beautiful job. It's not the white man depicting us as animals, y'all. It's us. They just figured out how to monetize it. Barbershop conversations, man. Y'all have a great evening. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.